Hello everyone, a very warm greeting of a day. I am Satyavan. I am your mentor, coach, trainer, founder of Perspective Training Institute, an institute where we teach people how to grow their money, how to be financial independent. Now, to be financial independent, one thing which I've constantly been talking about through all the mails to all my registered students so far is to increase your knowledge. I'm going to talk today on what's the different categories of knowledge that we have, and what's the bandwidth of knowing that we have, because most of the people think they know it all. Let's try to unbox it. Let's try to explore it today more. Few years back I've read an article which says there are 4 dimensions to your knowing. Okay, one dimension of it is it says you know that you know. That's one dimension. Another dimension is you know that you don't know. This third dimension to it is you don't know that you know. And the fourth dimension is you don't even know that you don't know. Typically that paper says you know that you know. This kind of knowledge is only 1% of the total knowledge that is available. And this knowledge includes your day-to-day work, your day-to-day activities like driving a car, doing your job, cooking, swimming. You know exactly what you know. That's typically most of the things that we are proud of. You have that self-ego about yourself that comes out of that 1% of the knowledge only. Okay, so cut down your egos. Only 1% of whatever knowledge that is there. This another 2% of the knowledge is what we call, or what that paper says is you know that you don't know. Now let's try to understand it more. What paper tries to say is, it's like when you put on the switch. When you put on the switch, the electric bulb glows or the fan rotates. When you put on that switch, you don't know exactly what happens inside. You don't know what the potential that gets created, where the electron moves, what the magnetic flux that's created that rotates the blade, and you get that air at the end. Like, you don't know what happens inside. Typically, again, when you are driving a car, when you are putting a car to a gear and then you are accelerating, you don't exactly know what happens. You know that there is a combustion happening, there's a combustion engine, and because of that you are getting a thrust and the car moves. But again, a very superficial information that we have. You don't even know exactly what happens inside the car, which moves the car. And then there are a lot of things in and around us that we know very clearly that we don't know. We are very humble admitting about it. Like the moment you press the computer button, you're on your typewriter, you see the output. You see the, like, if I'm pressing A on my keyboard, you are getting A on the screen. But you don't know what happens inside the computer or inside that CPU which gives you that output. So you know very surely that you don't know what goes in between, but you know what input is required and what output you expect. And that's typically the 2% of the information that is available, or that the knowledge that is available. Then there is another 3% of knowledge that is available that we say is you don't know that you know. That's a very tricky area. You don't know that you know. Like, it's most of the information which is either present in your unconscious brain, which is not being explored at all. That's typically the information that you don't know that you know. You have that information, but you don't know about it. Just to understand it very clearly, let me give you an example. Let's say most of you might have studied something called angle of banking. Now, to those who have not studied it, let me try to explain it in a simple words. Now, angle of banking means it's a when a road is curved, it's taking a curvature, you see the roads are slightly elevated in that case. It's not the horizontal road, but at the edges you see the elevation. Now, these elevations basis that the velocity of the vehicle can be determined, or in other words, if the banking is more, then you can go with a greater speed. If the banking is less, you cannot drive a vehicle with much of a speed. Now there's a formula to calculate angle of banking, and which determines what's the maximum speed that is allowed on that curvature on that road, right? Most of you might not be a science student. Most of you might be hearing it for the first time on this video, but your brain automatically calculates it every time when you drive on such roads. You know exactly what's the speed that you need to maintain, otherwise you will be kicked out of that road. All right, so your subconscious, or I would say only subconscious, but your subconscious knows what's the maximum permissible speed on that road, right? You don't necessarily know when you drive your vehicle, you don't necessarily calculate what's the speed with which you would be driving and then you drive. You don't do that, right? I at least I have not seen people doing that, right? So your mind already knows what speed with which it should take the vehicle. But you yourself, as a conscious being, you don't know that you know that information. And it's typically, again, it's more of 3 to 4% of the total knowledge that is available. You don't know that you know, but it's there. Okay? Then there's a vast majority of knowledge is what we call you don't even know that you don't know. This is the unexplored territory for most of the people. And the whole advantage, according to me, the whole, the aim of life should be to explore this unknown territory, to expand the bandwidth of your knowing. You know more, you get more clarity, and you achieve more. That's what we always say. Knowledge always brings that clarity. And to have more knowledge, you need to explore in this territory, because you don't even know what's out there. You are completely unaware, or you yourself are ignored about this knowledge. You are the ignorant one. So to achieve better things in life, you should expand, or you should get into this dimension of knowing where you expand your knowledge. Because most of the things that is there and that are beautiful, that you don't even know that you know. Like you go for an exploration, right? On the trek, you don't know what's going to come there or what is there. You don't know what you don't know. And that's the reason you go there. You have that experience, and that fulfills, that enrich your life in a way. Okay. Now, let's come back to the main thing for which, I have built this Perspective Training Institute, because we want everybody to grow financially. And that's the reason I founded this institute, wherein I give different ways of making money to people, who is seeking. Okay. Now, if I try to map the same analogy to a money blueprint or your money behavior, like the information or the knowledge which we talk about is, what you know, and that is 1% of your knowledge. If I try to put it on your financial blueprint or your or the money that you are making, it's typically the 1% of this knowledge, and the money that you make is your current income at the moment, isn't it? You know what exactly you need to do to make that money as on today. So you know clearly that you know how to make that kind of money, right? There's another section when we say that you don't know, or you know that you don't know, right? Like say like starting a business. You know that if I start a business, I can accelerate my growth. I can do lot more financially in my life, but you don't know how to start it. If you would have had that knowledge, you would have already be a businessman by now. Okay, so in a way, we know that to achieve something financially better in life, we need to start something, start a business. You know what? Start doing something else, but you don't know how to do it. Okay, so you know, in that case, you don't know how to make it work for you. There are additional domain which we talk about is you don't even know that you don't know that there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of people like me who are there to help you to accelerate financially in your life. Now the question is, do you want to take advantage and accelerate your financial growth? That's the whole thing. Now, to explore this dimension of life, to explore this dimension of money making, we are constantly helping people with whatever knowledge we have, because we are also in the process of exploring our dimension, expanding our dimensions of our own knowings. Okay, but at least whatever we know that there are better ways to make money in life. Okay, and at Perspective Training Institute, we provide 3 ways of making money. Okay, yes, you heard it right. Not 1, not 2, but 3 ways of making money. We teach on the time leverage system, how to make money. We teach on the money leverage system, how to make money. And we at a Perspective Training Institute, we train our student to be a trainer. To be a trainer on our platform with the contents that we have, with the programs that we have, and make money also. And this all you can do along with your job. So in a nutshell, you can have 4 ways of making money. Okay, isn't that cool? So you don't have to depend on one source of income, and whatever sources I'm talking about doesn't require too much of your time. Okay, so you can very well focus on your job, do everything well there, and whatever spare time you have, just take out 2 hours from your spare time and spend on it, and you can make a huge difference to your life. Okay, now at Perspective Training Institute, we conduct a masterclass every Sunday, every Thursday and Wednesday. Okay, so every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, we conduct a masterclass. Do join our masterclass to know more about us, to know more about you. Because if you have a clarity on what you want in your life, we can provide you how to get there. But that clarity is utmost important. If you don't have that clarity, trust me, nobody can help you. Because it's you who gonna decide what you want in your life. It's not me or not anybody else. So guys, if you are really serious, if you are looking for something, if you wanted to explore the dimensions of your knowing, do join our masterclass and our programs, and do subscribe to our channels, follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, and we'll be sharing our knowledge, our value series is what we call this particular session I'm recording today. This is the first recorded session I'm having. Otherwise, to all my registered students, we've been sending a mailer communication every week on week, but this is the first video communication that we are having. So it's our first attempt. Probably we might not be that great in our first attempt, but definitely we will grow ourselves from now on. So thank you listening to me, and we hope you are liking our series. Do subscribe to our channels, do join our masterclass every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So I'm gonna give a registration link in a chat box below. So do click on that and do register to our masterclass. Thank you so much, and have a very wonderful day, and make a lot of money, guys, because money brings a lot of happiness, a lot of good things to your life. So stay tuned. Good day. Bye-bye.